chat.
Keep going.
Someone talked about they've been told that they have like a tone in their voice, like a tone in their voice, like
yes,
maybe a cadence or something. And while they've asked about it, they've never been able to get a clear answer. How do you go about fixing those things that people seem to have an apprehensive propensity, and become better at, presenting or selling or building those relationships?
Because of their voice, because of their tone.
Yeah. I
think one thing that people, and I don't know if this is what this person has, or you don't want to be monotone. You don't want to. Hi, this is Chip Helm. I am, a robot who does this. You hear my voice? I think you could. It's the same voice, right? The same sound. Okay, you have your pitch and your voice kind of fluctuates, and you've got to come across and show. I hope you are excited about something, or let's say you have a passion about it, or that you really like what you're doing. I think that will come out, and I don't care what cadence or whatever. That will come out if you really love what you're doing and what you're talking about. If you're walking in and you're talking to someone and you could give a crap about it, well, you're going to come across that way in your voice. So I'm not sure but I think if you really know it, like it, I think it will be okay. So you may have a cadence issue in your voice, but I think if you talk to people and you care and you're really genuine and you really like it, what you're saying, I think you're going to be okay regardless if there's some sort of something in your voice. I don't know. I mean, I just see people who are monotone, who don't change their voice, and it's almost like they're not having much fun, or they're not very excited about what they do, or it's just a job and they'd rather be somewhere else.
Okay, so
not sure I answered the question, but
yeah.
If that person wants to talk to me offline, 101, and by the way, I'm offering that for anyone on this call. You can email me directly. I'm an open book. I'm here to help. I don't have all the answers, but I can tell you that I'll sure be honest with you.
Yeah. So I've got another question. This one's an interesting one. So this person, they have 3 hospitals that they sell for. Each property has their differences, different problems, different things about the properties. Do you have any tips that will let them stay on track on the sales level versus the operational level?
Now say it again. Repeat that for me again.
Yeah. So person has 3 hospitals that they do sales for, but each of the 3 properties is different in their different ways. Operationally, the hardships that they're facing. Do you have any tips on how to sustain sales or sustain the balance between the sales level and the operational level for the 3 different properties?
Well, I think first of all, the first thing you got to do is you got to relate to them. Do you understand their problems? And I'd ask each property, what are you going through? They're all different, right? Operating and sales. So you've got to understand the best thing is I don't know if I can solve your problem until I know what your problem is. So they need to ask those definite questions between the properties. What are your needs? Okay, so now I know their needs. And then we all can't just give away the farm. So there maybe one of the properties you can help them out in one direction. Maybe the other property you can't just because you can't. You don't have that ability. Maybe the third property is a balance between the two. So you need to find out what their needs are, what their problems are. Then you got to figure out how it connects to your company and what you can do. And sometimes it's just listening. Sometimes it's recognizing it, understanding it, knowing it, and having empathy and sympathy that may sustain it for you. Maybe it's something you could actually do as a company to help that. Maybe it's delaying payment for 30 days. Maybe they don't have to pay for 60 days. I don't know. You could come up with some things maybe that could help out, that particular thing to help sustain it until they're better served. So I think that's what you got to do. You just got to sit down and figure it out between each property, because they're all different.
Wow. So I think, let's see, do we have any more questions? Well, Chip, I want to say...
no, look, before you end, there's one thing I want to make a quote. For all the nonprofit people that are still on, and Nancy, it's funny, there's a quote. I loved it. Fundraising is a gentle art of teaching the joy of giving. Fundraising is a gentle art of teaching the joy of giving. And then this person concludes and says, we are in a joy delivery business. We are in a joy delivery business. We are inviting them to join us in the way in which we are making the world a better place. When they do so, they experience joy. Therefore, when we fundraise, we are in the joy delivery business. So, and I think you can apply that into any business. So it's not just fundraising. But I just thought that was an interesting quote I read. And I actually know who that person is.
Wow. That was great.
For the fundraisers that are still on this call.
Well, I think that was a great workshop, Chip. Thank you very much for being with us today. Nancy, anything else you want to say before we sign out?
I think it was excellent. And part of the joy that our chamber is doing is delivering this workshop today. So thank you to everyone who kept on for the whole hour and a half. I know some people probably had to go off and get back to work, but it was very good. And Chip, we'll bring you back again another time. And Jack, thank you for helping to produce this today. It's appreciated.
Oh, thank you very much, Nancy.